Hi guys, Dan Larson here. Let me show you my attempt on this check you, take you there snare. I know it's not that accurate. Let me show you the original. So it's not that accurate, but I like as it is. And of course, as you can see, I used Operator. I try to synthesize the snare instead of using samples, which for me, it's a lot better. I enjoy making synthesizing stuff a lot more than just using samples. But of course, sometimes in some cases I use samples too. But in this case, I try to synthesize the snare, and it is very, very simple. It is a square wave or sort of square with 3 harmonics, not full harmonics on the square wave, and I modulated the square with the noise, to make it less squarey. But so the original sounds this very, very silly, but if I want to make it more enjoyable, I had to use a filter and the envelope to make the sound pluck is very important. So without the envelope, to give the filter attack, it sounds this. But I use around 40% on the filter envelope, and I also use the spread, which is a 2-voice unison on operator, to make the sound stereo wide. So this is the operator patch. It sounds a little funny, but here are the effects, which make some very, very hard difference. I use the high pass filter to cut out the low end, but I want to have the first hit a little harder, I mean with more low end, and the second one is a little lighter with less low end. So I automated the cutoff of the high pass filter, sorry. And then I added some very short, roomy reverb to make the sound a lot wider in the stereo field. It's not very recognizable, but I'm sure it makes it a lot better, a lot more organic, and this was my main goal, to make the sound, make the snare a lot more organic instead, very digital or FME. But I also had to add some more high-end. And I used the compressor to, give the sound more transient, more click. So for this, I pushed up the attack and pulled back down the threshold a lot and pushed up the ratio to give it more click, more transient. After the compressor, I added some noise using this erosion plugin. It's very good, I really like it. It's a lot brighter with the erosion plugin, but I needed some more high-end too. And I also cut the low end again. And until this point, the snare sounds a little silly. If you try to use frequency shifter on different plugins or different stuff, sometimes it can give very funny or unusable result, but in this case, I like what I had. So it's very cool, the frequency shifter. I just use minus 280 Hertz shifting on the frequency, which gave a very nice natural result. Of course, you can tweak it more. These are still usable for, trap. This is very cool again. Let's just add an EQ because the low end is too much again. Yeah, so it's very cool. Try to experiment with the frequency shifter. It's really awesome to have. And if I just use the limiter without a saturator, it would kill the transient. I don't recommend use only limiter all the time. Saturator is your best friend. especially in bass music. And if you use, I mean, if you synthesize drums, Saturator is a very, very handy plugin. So as you can hear, the limiter kills the transients. But with the saturator and the limiter, the result is very nice. So this was my attempt on the Check U snare. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, this little overview. And yes, this was the original. You can download this project, or not the full project, only this this rack, okay, for the snare, from the video descriptions below. And see you next time, guys. Bye bye.